Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's 30-minute webinar on leveraging the art of personalization for your business. I'm Dasha, a Senior Customer Success Manager here at Gelato. I'm based in the US, and I'm thrilled to guide you through the power of Gelato's new Personalization Studio and how you can effectively use it to grow. Also joining us today is Gelato's Product Manager, Sadi, based in Norway, who will lead us through a brief demonstration on how easy it is to use the Personalization Studio. So in today's session, we will closely examine why you should sell personalized products and how to get inspiration. Then we'll also take a look at how Gelato's Personalization Studio can help you achieve your goals, which will be followed by a live demonstration. Finally, I'll show you how you can get started right away. This session is being recorded. Please feel free to pop any questions you have throughout our 30 minutes together in the Q&A box, and we'll save 5 minutes at the end to answer any of those questions. So let's dive in. Before we discuss the why, let's start by talking about what personalization really means in the context of product sales. Personalization is the process of tailoring a product to accommodate the requests of specific individuals or segments of customers. This could mean adding a name, a special date, or custom designs to a product. This makes the experience and purchase unique and personal to the buyer. Here you can see some examples of products that you can make directly on Gelato. So why should you sell personalized products? Well, because they add incredible value to your customer experience. In a world flooded with generic products, offering personalized items can significantly differentiate your brand. It leads to higher customer engagement, better retention, and ultimately increased sales and revenue. Studies have shown that customers are willing to pay more for personalized items, viewing them as more special than their non-personalized counterparts. In fact, we see merchants who sell personalized products start by charging around 20 to 30% more, leading to a higher average order value and thus higher profits. It's not just a product, it's an emotion, a memory, and a connection. So we have some powerful data from market research to show exactly what this looks like. First, personalization can help you increase your AOV. 1 in every 5 consumers are willing to pay 20% more for a personalized product. It can also increase retention and return buying. So we see that 5% increase in customer retention can actually lead to a 25 to 95% increase in profits. And it can also lead to more than a 70% return purchase rate. Finally, the market size is big, with 36% of consumers interested in buying personalized products and 48% willing to wait longer for their orders. For example, as I'll show you in the next slide, personalized wall art sells for up to 88% more than non-personalized wall art, according to Gelato data. Here, our aggregated data shows how much more customers typically charge for personalized products as compared to non-personalized products. The highest pricing opportunities we've seen so far are in the wall art and apparel categories. So now that you see the strategic value of personalized products, you might wonder how to get started. How can you come up with compelling personalization design ideas that your customers will love? Well, here are a few tips. First, you'll want to understand your audience. Dive deep into who your customers are, their interests, and what they value. This insight, in line with your brand's niche, will guide your personalization themes. You should also monitor trends. Keep an eye on social media, customer feedback, and market research to catch emerging trends in personalization. As a jumping off point, we recommend you learn from others who have cracked the market. For example, you can browse through sources such as Etsy and Pinterest for inspiration. You'll also want to engage directly with your community. Sometimes the best ideas come from your customers. You can run contests or launch surveys or simply ask them what they would love to see personalized. You probably already have a design that could be personalized in some way, so why not test it in your store and identify potential demand? Now that we're inspired, let's talk about how Gelato's Personalization Studio can help you bring these personalized products to life. The Personalization Studio is a suite of features enabling Gelato merchants to automate the process of selling customizable designs to their end customers. Our Personalization Studio is a powerful tool designed to make the process seamless, fast, and scalable. You will increase conversion and maximize retention with customer-centric UI. Shopify sellers can enable their customers to personalize with an intuitive, easy-to-use interface to get their design exactly how they want it, with real-time preview right on the product page. Plus, we also offer options for your customers to save their work as draft and even edit it from the cart. This means there's going to be no more back and forth with your customer to revise designs. You'll avoid risk of any disappointment from your customers receiving a different design than what they envisioned. You'll also leverage AI and save time. For any of our Etsy users, Gelato's AI-powered automation creates design files automatically based on the information provided by your customers. This eliminates the need for tedious one-by-one manual work to revise the text of the design, such as names and dates. Gelato's Personalization Studio is an all-in-one solution. Gelato is the only company that provides an all-in-one solution from personalization design to mockup to fulfillment and delivery, enabling a seamless user experience for all products. What this means for you is that there's no additional personalization software to manage. You won't need to use additional software in your tech stack for personalization. This eliminates the complexity of managing multiple systems and decreases the learning curve required to learn new software tools for personalization. There's also zero discrepancy from design to reality. So Gelato has end-to-end control to ensure the design matches the mockup and matches the production, eliminating the need to manage design and mockup separately, and further avoiding any discrepancy between design and reality. Don't forget, we also have mockups in tech. So as mentioned, Gelato supports realistic mockups for all products and especially for embroidery, mugs, wall art, and apparel. To get really creative, we also offer multi-page and layout options for products such as photo books and cards. Gelato's Personalization Studio is fast, easy, and cost-effective. With Gelato, you'll never miss a market trend because it's fast to create a personalized product and publish to store. It takes less than 2 minutes to create as compared to at least 15 to 20 minutes on other third-party tools. With Gelato, you can eliminate your need for these third-party apps, which cost extra effort, fees, and complications to troubleshoot integration issues. Our intuitive UI fully integrates with our global fulfillment services and is free to start. Utilizing this tool not only enables you to offer unique products, but also enhances your brand value by aligning with customers' desires for unique and meaningful items. I'm now going to hand it over to Sadi to showcase how easy it is to create stunning personalized products using our Personalization Studio. He will show how to create a product from scratch, so feel free to log into your dashboard and follow along. Sadi, over to you.
Thanks, Dasha. Hey, everyone. So today I would like to show you how to create one personalized product. In this case, it's going to be on Shopify, but for the Etsy users, we will have a follow-up that you can follow along also. So in our case, we will be creating a product that resembles this, where there's a personalizable title. This could have been any pet name, right? Alexander. And then an explanation. And there's simple graphics or characters, if you will, that we can change. So let's jump into the Gelato dashboard and create. I've skipped a couple pieces, but you will first need to have subscribed to Personalization Studio and have a store connected. And in this case, I will do it for a Shopify store. So I have now selected my frame size. Everything is set up. I will just jump into creating the product itself. So in the product, we had originally a text element. So some of the items I will whiz through, but of course you can follow along later. So I'll make this 120. And then there's the text align options. Always you can use them in the editor. And then there was an element that is for a underline. So I'll create this right here. And then there's one more text element. I will add that here. That was around 40 font size on the left. And then let's choose a more suitable font for it. There you go. So now we have the overview of our product. Next thing we need to add is the cute dogs in this. And we can do this by utilizing a feature called collections. Collections are basically a file and literally a collection of different images, graphics. This could be any SVG file, PNG file. As long as your style is cohesive, you can create more collections as well, but you would just put them all in one file and then you can select all of them and add to the current design. You will see that we're now in the Personalize tab. And within here, the first selection you would need to go through is how you want your products to be displayed in your store. In this case, I've chosen Shopify in-page personalization. This means that your customers will have an experience where every change they make are seen live, or you can see what happens as you type, right? The second one is editor personalization. Editor personalization basically embeds an editor in your landing page, and your customers will enter an editor similar to this, but slightly more streamlined. Finally, I will need to turn on the layers that are personalizable. So the one that says Zeus, and then the one that's going to have an explanation in here, right? So I will change this to dog name. Oh, it's the wrong one. Sorry. This is how fast you can change actually. So I can make this Zeus, and then I can make this description, a powerful Greek god, and then we can make this dog name. And the important part about these tags are what your customers are going to see on the Shopify landing page, right? And then there was one final element. It's more of an embellish, if you will. So I will add this. Don't worry, we're going to fix that. We can just resize this. And then you go to your layers tab, and it's all about pulling it below the dog, and then you can position as you will. And then this product is ready, and then I will publish. I would have published this, and then you can set the prices, you can configure the mockups, but finally, the product is going to look something like this on your Shopify page. Right now, we're in my demo store, and as you can see, I can change the frame type for it to be more visible. Let's make it a wood frame. I can change the dog. I can change it to whichever one I want, and I can make it Zeus. And all of your changes are displayed live, right? One important thing to note is we have a text setting called auto-fit text. And when you turn that on, we ensure that your design fits in this box. What does it mean? So if I go to the product itself, here, I will just make up a long sentence. You can see that the font gets smaller to fit to the area. This is especially important with your designs that need a little bit more finesse, or you're worried about your customers entering too long of a text, right? So this is the basics of how to create this product. But I would like to show you some very cool additional features that Personalization Studio supports. So one of them is you have a full control over images your customers can upload. And within those images, you can also configure some different filter styles. So for example, I have a cute little baby here. I could change happy memories, right? I can make it Oslo and then 2025. Here, I've used the same concept with the collections. This is a different pack of graphics, so I can change it to anything I want. And then I'm not going to upload a new image here, but I can change the filter. So whatever image your customers upload, the filter will automatically get applied. Of course, I can also replace the image, or I can realign it. So if I want the baby to go like this way, just have more focus there, I could save. And then finally, I can add this to cart. The other thing I wanted to show you is support our robust photo book editor. So this is what I was talking about, the in-editor personalization, where you will see this personalized design button. You can, of course, change how that title is, and of course, change how that button is stylized. But just to give you a very brief overview of how it works. So now I have created a photo book of, in this case, Mykonos, but this is basically the editor, and your customers can add, subtract their own images, text elements, and they can also edit these, of course. If I had my trip in 2021, I would have changed that. And then let's say I go to this page and I want to add a new heading here. I could simply just add a title, right? And then again, I would have happy memories. And then of course, you can customize it however you want. There are some additional features here about layouts, texts that you can add. You can, of course, upload your own images. One very cool feature we have here is you can allow your customers to upload a bunch of images, let's say 50, 70 images, and then we have this autofill that automatically populates the photo book. Last thing I want to show you is cards. With cards, also you have options such as rounded corners. You have options such as foil, which is gold, silver, copper. So the editor gives you a lot of power with personalization, and the sky's your limit when it comes here. Back to you, Dasha.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sadi. So are you all eager to get started and test the tool for yourself? It's free to start either from a trial, or Gelato offers a free tier with $0 payment due before a product is sold. And here's how you can begin your journey with Gelato's Personalization Studio if you haven't already yet started. First, you'll want to log into your Gelato account and click on the Personalization Studio tab on the left-hand side. Then you can select your e-commerce platform. Third, you'll enter the free trial or activate your preferred subscription plan, which you can choose based on your order volume. And then finally, create your products from there. Launch your personalization product range to your customers and start seeing the orders roll in. We have a wealth of tutorials and guides to help you get acquainted with the studio, including FAQs directly in your dashboard. And remember, our support team is always here to assist with any questions or technical help. So to wrap up our time together, if you haven't yet already done so, please add any questions you have into the Q&A. I see some already rolling in, so let me just take a look at what we have. Okay, so I have one question here. Sadi, I think this is a good one for you to address to the group. Is personalization only possible on Shopify, or can it be used as well on WordPress websites? What about Etsy and other marketplaces?
So Personalization Studio out of the box is fully integrated with Shopify and Etsy. For Etsy, today I won't have a demo, but there will be a follow-up demonstration on this. And for those who have WordPress sites and WooCommerce sites, for example, we do support API personalization. You can reach out to us for more details, but how it works is basically, yeah, I won't get into the nitty-gritty, but you can reach out to us and we'll happy to support you on your implementation there. But for this purposes, Shopify and Etsy are fully supported.
Great. I have another question that I think would be great to share with the group. Can you talk a bit about the mobile experience?
The mobile, yes. So for the mobile experience on the editor, so let me start with the live personalization, the one I showed you with the babies and the dogs. On that one, actually Shopify does a lot of the heavy lifting. So whenever you create a personalized product, it will always fit into your supported theme settings. You can, of course, change the buttons, how they're stylized and work, but basically Shopify comes with a out-of-the-box support for mobile optimized pages. So we don't actually interfere with that. So you should be rest assured that the mobile experience is going to be great. And then in the in-editor experience, that will also be the case for your customers.
Awesome, thank you. So I'm seeing questions roll in. Super excited by this discussion. I have a question here. How much control does my customer have with personalization tools?
So for the live personalization I just showed you with the dogs, your customers have as much as control that you gave them as options. So in that poster, I created a couple input fields with the titles, like the dog's name, the dog's description, and then ability to change the different elements. So in that case, you can limit the powers quite a bit, right? Your customers can only personalize what you let them personalize. For the editor experience, we have a couple settings in the edit, like in the Gelato dashboard side of the things in the editor that you can configure. So you can allow your customers to add elements such as images, text, or you can allow your customers to take away from the image that you added. So you can configure what your customers have control over or not. And one other thing in the editor, you can set that some elements are, we call them locked. You will find it as a lock icon inside of the editor. That means that you can lock in place some of the items so your customers can't move them around. So you can restrict quite a bit.
Excellent. And the next question, what's the cost after the free trial?
So the cost after the free trial is basically depending on your order volume or whatever plan you have chosen to have. So the starting package goes from, there's a $1 transaction fee after your trial ends. So let's say you started with tier 0, currently at $0. And when you start your, when your trial ends, you're an active customer, you can still publish as many products as you want. You can publish as many personalized products as you want, but then every transaction would cost a $1 fee. And then based on your tier going forward, the transaction fee will still apply, but you will get discounts basically on your volume.
And Sadi, how long does a free trial last? From one of
So
the
the free trial is 14 days.
Great.
And then, of course, you'll get reminded when your due date is closing.
Mm-hmm. And on the topic of cost, I have another question here. Does a personalized poster cost more than a non-personalized poster?
On your side, as the merchant, it doesn't cost anything extra. So here the benefit comes in for you to have Personalization Studio. As Dasha mentioned, you can charge extra for your personalized products, up to 88% on wall art products, but in different categories, you have a different markup. So industry research is quite important. But for you, in short, it doesn't cost anything extra, other than the Personalization Studio fee, of course, if you're in one of those tiers.
Great. Let me see. Oh, this is a good question. If I have connected multiple stores with my Gelato account, can I use the studio for all of them?
Yes, absolutely. So Personalization Studio, you would sign up on your user account, and then you have access in all of your stores that you connect to Gelato. So let's say you have one Shopify store, one Etsy store, and you have a Personalization Studio subscription, then you can use your Personalization Studio for both stores. And one cool feature is that whatever product you create that is personalizable, let's say on your Shopify store. So in this case, if I had this dog product, I could have created that exact same product on Etsy with a click of a button with our feature called Copy from Store.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Sadi. Let me see what else we have here. Sadi, do you know if a customer uses an image from Gelato, can it be trademarked?
In general, the ones you use from Gelato, for example, we have Shutterstock integrations. As long as you have purchased a subscription for it, you can use those freely. And the graphics we offer, in like we have a couple graphics packs that we give you, those are also freely usable.
Great. And then I have one question here. These are all great questions. Thank you all for submitting them. Are there any plans to be able to embed the tools into your own website or blog if not using Shopify? Sadi, I think that you touched on this earlier, but if you can just reiterate.
Yes. So the short answer is yes. The exciting part is if you have, let's say, a non-Shopify or Etsy store, we do have an API integration, which you can create your personalized products. There is an implementation, but we're improving how that works every day in terms of how easy it is for you to get up and running.
Awesome. And then I think we have time for maybe a couple more questions. What are some design ideas for products other than wall art and apparel?
So when I go into Etsy, the product research I usually do is I usually go to Etsy and I search for personalized and then insert product, right? Nowadays, what I'm seeing is personalizable mugs, especially before special days like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day. There's a peak in personalized mugs, drinkware, tumblers. Those are very trendy ideas just before the holiday season or special days. And then one other thing that we've seen is personalizable hats. Actually, embroidered personalizable hats are on the trend that I see. And it's really well timed as we just launched hats. So stay tuned for updates on that.
Absolutely. I've also been seeing customers using Personalization Studio more and more for products and ideas such as storybooks, just along the theme of photo books as well. And I have another question here about the pricing and tiers. This user would like to know if they start with a tier 0, can they then upgrade, or the base plan, I should say, can they then upgrade monthly when they notice that their customers are ordering these products and they have more of a need for personalization?
Yes, absolutely. So the tiering was designed for you to move at your own pace. So if you start with the base plan, going to the subscriptions tab in your Gelato dashboard or admin panel, let's call it, then you can choose whichever plan makes most sense for you. So let's say your orders are, you got to a point where you have 200 orders every month, then you would choose the best suited plan for yourself. You can upgrade anytime or downgrade anytime.
Thank you, Sadi. And being mindful of time, just to kind of close out on 2 more questions that I have here. We will be adding more and more how-to videos on the Personalization Studio, but we already have several in our help center and on the dashboard. So I definitely recommend you check those out. If this demo is especially helpful for you today, we will also be distributing that, so you can go back and rewatch it as you set up your products. And then in terms of personalization demo for Etsy, we will also be launching one of those soon. So keep your eyes out for that. So with that, let's move to the last slide, please. So this QR code is especially helpful. It will, or this QR, it's especially helpful. It will take you to our new Personalization Studio landing page, where you can test out what this feels like in real life to be a customer using a personalization tool. It also has information on pricing tiers. So there was a lot of questions about that. So you can go and see which tier fits your needs. And then finally, it does have a cost savings calculator that I recommend you check out. It can show you how the Personalization Studio, taking into consideration your number of orders, the amount of time you spend on personalization, and how much you charge on personalization, how all of that comes together, and how much money and time you can save using the Personalization Studio. So with that, thank you everyone for your time today. We're excited to see how you'll use the Gelato Personalization Studio to transform your product offerings, delight your customers, and customize your way to success. Please don't hesitate to reach out for any further assistance if you need it, and happy personalizing.